While everyone is understandably focused on the conquering of Venezuela and the conquering soon to come, there's another inconvenient deadline for Trump that is coming up, and that's the date that the DOJ was supposed to explain its massive redactions of the Epstein files. And the Oversight Democrats tweeted this about it: "We are sure it's just a coincidence, but today is the statutory date for the DOJ to explain its redactions in the Epstein file productions. We have not forgotten, and we won't let up, regardless of the president's new unconstitutional actions." And I'm glad, but also good luck with that. They are not gonna abide by literally any of this. And now, I mean, we're at war. The media is gonna start to forget about it a little bit. It's something else for MAGA to talk about. Let's just forget about the whole elite sex trafficking thing and Donald Trump's obvious involvement in it. Let's forget a little bit. There's still some good people fighting. Ro Khanna, Thomas Massie. They're trying to bypass the DOJ by asking the Southern District Court of New York to appoint a special master that can make sure that the documents are provided that are supposed to be provided. Ro Khanna said, "What I want to see over these next few weeks is for the documents actually to start coming out that the American people want to see and the survivors want to see, which is the documents that name the rich and powerful men who are on Epstein's rape island." I'm not sure that that's going to happen. I think more likely those same men are going to start to make absolute bank by the American empire opening up new business opportunities for them in Latin and South America. Ro Khanna goes on to say, "We want to see the survivors' statements to the FBI where they name other rich and powerful men who abused them, who covered up the crimes. And we want to see the draft prosecution memos which explain why many, many men were involved in the cover up and abuse." And all of that is definitely out there. But just remember, Pam Bondi told you none of that exists. There was no other people, no other accomplices. And Kash Patel's like, "Yup, that's totally true." And Dan Bongino's like, "Yup, that's totally true. Just Ghislaine and Epstein the whole time, JR. Let's just all forget about it." What do you think?
Isn't it weird? So this was the plan, obviously. I mean, before it was, we knew they would stonewall even releasing files. But even as they trickled out some, and then we saw plenty of damning things that they just acted like weren't damning things. People openly voiced the damning things that we kept seeing come out, even from the stuff that they limited and tried to redact, but they're too stupid to do that even correctly. Even after all that, the whole idea here was to just release as many things in pieces or with slight redactions and partial, and then every time someone gets caught up in one thing that we saw that was absolutely horrific, and then there's no action behind those discoveries, then they move on to the next. So we've got this laundry list of things. It's like a small percentage of the things that they're also keeping to themselves, or I mean, I guess destroying. And now as we see that, when are we gonna demand that some action gets done about those things? There's never that next step. We discover all this, go, "Oh my God, can you believe that Donald Trump was potentially involved in all this, that, and the third? Look at this, look at this deposition, look at that description, look at that accusation," and then we just look at it and then move on.
Yeah.
And then hope that maybe one day we'll keep seeing posts from Oversight Dim saying we're not gonna stop until we get there, which I appreciate. So I don't wanna downplay any attempts. I'm just wondering at some point, because we just had Mike Lindell's crazy ass go on talk about arresting someone based off of nothing, but we see everything and no one's talking about arresting these guys immediately.
Yeah.
So whatever we see next is gonna be downplayed again as a bunch of nothing. Where before that, we already saw people like Megyn Kelly say, "Yo, if we do find out that all of our favorites were actually involved with like assaulting girls, maybe it's not so bad. Maybe 15 isn't as bad as 12."
Oh
They were setting it up for this in the first place, and now they moved on from that too, saying, "Well, I guess it's nothing."
I forgot about that.
Yeah, see how fast you're on this every day, John, and it's that quickly and easy to do.
And that's why, like, when people are like, "Oh, it's a populist movement, they're anti-elite," they're showing you. Do they care about the elite sex traffickers? That's boring. That could get one of ours. Don't hurt our elites. What about Somalis? We can go for that. It's a racist movement. That's what it is. That's what it's just so much more fascinating. Literally the only chance, and this is my advice, this is my official advice to Ro Khanna and Thomas Massie. If you want to have any chance of getting those Epstein files, you need to start spreading the rumor that there's a Somali billionaire that was found on Epstein. That's your only chance, is if at least one of them was from Somalia. Then maybe we could get them interested in it. But no, it's just that hurts the rich people, and the rich people are good. You cannot be an anti-elite movement when you fundamentally believe to your very bones that the rich are morally superior to you, intellectually superior, physically superior, genetically superior, as Donald Trump says. And they do actually believe that. All of this is about hierarchy. The rich are superior, Somalis are naturally inferior, so we gotta hunt them down. They're so much more comfortable with that as a news cycle. And so this is a very convenient thing. When you see the stuff that the independent right-wing media focuses on, the Nick Shirley or whatever, their job is to take the pressure off of those who run the country and to put it on the people with the least possible political power. That's the point. That's why they get paid. That's why they get lifted up from obscurity and given positions and given bestseller books and all that. That's what happened with Charlie Kirk. That's what happened with Ben Shapiro. You're seeing it every day.